iSociety TV, episode 4. Feel me? Special guest in the building. We moving, we rocking and rolling.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and introduce yourself to the fans.
Well, man, my name's Smurf, man. Gonna go by P Smurrf, P Smurrf, whatever y'all want to call me, man. From Los Angeles area. Actually, Hawthorne to be specific. Hawthorne / Leimert Park. It's pretty much gonna be my up and coming year. You know what I mean? Me and the team, we got a lot on the way from another Breed Media group. So there's a lot of things that's looking up, man. A lot of things that's looking up.
Yeah, nah, man. I want you to touch on your background, like you were saying, you from the Hawthorne area. Let me know how it was for you growing up and stuff.
It was pretty tough, you know what I mean. But my parents kind of always kept us like grounded and out of trouble. You know what I mean. My pops grew up in Hawthorne, so he kind of already knew the area and things that could possibly happen and things like that. So life there was I was in the house a lot. You know what I mean. Unless we were out like playing basketball or because my pops got me into basketball pretty young.
Okay.
And athletics have been pretty much a part of my life all the way growing up into even now. Okay. You know what I mean? Even though I'm doing music, I still got other little ventures that I'm doing on the side with my love, which is basketball, which is the first love. But yeah, man, just life growing up there is real humbling to being there and now being where I'm at right now. Okay. You know what I mean? It's a completely different feel, man. But I appreciate every moment of being out there because it showed me what the lows of lows are and where I want to get to next.
Right. Kind of built your character, you would say.
Period. Exactly.
And then how would you say the basketball helped shape you as well? I know you're saying that was your first love.
Oh man, basketball has made me the man I am today. You know what I mean? Just from being in it so young, it's gave me structure. It's given me discipline and everything that I needed that I didn't even know it was doing. At the time, I was just a little kid playing basketball. Right. You know what I mean? So it's just those little things that you don't even understand when you're a kid growing up. You know what I mean? That once you become an adult, then all those teachings and the little tedious things that you didn't want to do as a kid growing up, even playing in high school and things like that. You know what I mean? You think it's all dumb, but it's all for a reason. You know what I mean? I never knew that my path would lead me to doing music now. Right. You know what I mean? But basketball has taught me to go hard in pretty much everything I do and be a competitor. So I feel like with anything I do, I'm gonna be good. You know what I mean?
And then touching on basketball, I know we had the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant recently. How did he affect your life? Being that you was a big basketball fan from the LA area, what did he mean to you?
Man, Kobe is everything to me, man. He was everything to me. He was the reason why I picked up the basketball in the first place. You know what I mean? I remember we was 5, 6 years old. I remember watching Kobe games. The whole family would gather around. You know what I mean? Like my family is die-hard Lakers from the 3rd, 4th, 5th cousins. You know what I mean? So it's like Kobe was basically a part of all of our lives. You know what I mean? So it felt like a family member for real. And I know a lot of people use that term when somebody passes and they hop on the bandwagon.
But that's like, really how, especially when you're from that area.
Man, you know what I mean?
20 years, that's your
my whole life I've known Kobe.
You know what I mean?
Like, and for him to like just go so tragically and so quick, it's like that let me know. But the thing is, his teachings will live on with me forever. You know what I mean? There's just the Mamba mentality and working when nobody else is working and really honing in on your craft and getting it done and being the best at what you want to do. You know what I mean? That it kind of re-sparked the flame in me, even though I already had stuff going. But that was like
nothing's promised.
Nothing's promised. You know what I mean?
Any day you wake up, might not go home.
Any day. You know what I mean? And I know I want to get my family out the position they are. You know what I mean? All of my family. And that's the reason why me and all of my cousins, you know what I mean? My cousin Bud, he was the one that kind of came up with everything, and he set the foundation for all of us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he kind of just brought me in and kind of passed the torch to me so I can, you know what I mean, do what I need to do. But along with all of us still collectively getting things done as a group. So it's really that team camaraderie, you know what I'm saying, that's going to
keep y'all where y'all need to be. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you start doing this stuff and a lot of stuff is new to everybody in the group, people start splitting up or people start jealousy, envy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Even with like we were saying with Kobe passing, it just shows you like you gotta really hold tight to your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Because if nobody got y'all, y'all got y'all. You feel me? And that's straight like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you really hit it right on the nail. You know what I mean? Like if you ain't got family, you got people that you can confide in and really glow up with. You know what I mean? Like what is it for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd rather be doing this stuff for my family. You know what I mean? I want to keep it. That's what our motto really is keep everything in-house. You know what I mean? Like all money in, none out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're trying to get on that generational wealth just like what Nip was talking about.
You know that's another tragic. It's just crazy out here because we got people really teaching the game to the younger generation and they getting taken out.
Getting taken out, man.
So it's like it's almost like now it's our job getting older, you know what I'm saying? We're not kids no more. So now it's our job to pass that and show that, be that example for the ones under us.
The thing is, that's why they was doing what they was doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? They wasn't just out spreading their knowledge for no reason. You know what I mean? That people like Nip and Cole. You know what I mean? They're different than pretty much a lot of the other celebrities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were real like teachers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though they were entertaining us, at the same time, they was giving us a lot of hidden gems, you know what I mean? And different things to do to really make it and go hard in what you love and what you want to do.
No, that's a fact for sure.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate them, both of them, you know what I mean? They helped mold me, you know what I mean? Nip more so when I got a little older and started dealing with different types of,
well, because you know, he was more in the streets. It's not more, Kobe was like, okay, we getting rules and he teaches us, but it's only so much you could do on the court.
Right.
Nip was actually boots on ground, you know what I'm saying, in the community.
Right.
So it's easier to relate to him because not everybody's 6'6" and can shoot a basketball in the NBA.
Exactly.
But anybody could be Nip.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's the most important thing that he was showing us was like anybody can do this.
Exactly.
It's about the drive, the work you put in.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So like you gotta keep that same mentality like you were saying, just to work with everything you got going. You know what I'm saying? I know you said that your cousin kind of showed you, brought you into the music. Yeah. Is he the main one that led you to the music, or did you have an inkling for the music to begin with?
I kind of just like dabbled here and there, you know what I mean? I had came by the studio. They had the original studio. We was in the hood, you know what I mean? They had the original studio, and they was getting it from the mud, you know what I mean? And this is like 10 plus years going, you know what I mean? So they didn't put in all the groundwork to make it easier for people like me,
right?
You know what I mean? And I wasn't even doing music, you know what I mean? But they just, all the walls and everything that I would have to knock down to try to just get studio time or different things like that, I didn't have to go through a lot of stuff.
Right, pretty much cut the middleman out.
You know what I mean? Cut the middleman out, and it was already here. The platform was here, you know what I mean, when I got here.
Right.
So it's like I'm getting to add what I bring to the table, you know what I mean? And now everybody is adding everything that they can bring to the table, and then, so you know what I mean, we bound to succeed.
Yeah, and then how long y'all been doing this right now?
We just moved into this spot. This is like going on our 3rd month. So, and even from the first day we got in here to now, you know what I mean, it's been so many different things that have transpired, you know what I mean, that's kind of lifted us and made us even want to go harder, and different things have happened. We got a Netflix, our engineer, Campo, he's doing the Netflix series, doing the scoring and all that, and all the sounds and everything for a Netflix series that's going to be coming out. And then just recently, Lauren also, which is another one of our engineers, he hopped on with the whole program. So it's a lot of big things coming out just from another Breed Media group. You know what I mean? It's not even really just music. Right. And I'm just happy to be a part of it all. You know.
And then can you see from the time you started making music to the time you at right now, do you see a change in your style or flow?
Oh man, tremendously. Tremendously. Like what I've really learned being in the music industry, being in the music game, you know what I mean? You gotta evolve as an artist, you know what I mean? Everything is about learning, and it takes time, just like how it was with hoop, you know what I mean? You don't just wake up good.
Man, you gotta put the hours in.
You gotta put the hours in, you gotta put and I thought I was good when I first started, you know what I mean? But this shit humbled me real fast, you know what I mean?
Everything will.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, this is something that you gotta put all your effort and attention to, just like any other thing. You know what I mean? This is not easy. I'm blessed to have a natural talent to make music. You know what I mean? My family's super musically oriented, so but you still got to put the work behind it to get to the levels of the people that's on right now. You know what I mean? That's making crazy money, like the Roddy Riches, the Baby. You know what I mean? Like them's hours. You know what I mean?
All day type.
Right.
All day in the studio.
I barely been making music. You know what I mean? So I ain't even touched the surface.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The potential that you got.
I'm still learning myself.
Right.
You know, so, but I just try to bring those same principles that I've learned throughout the years through sports. You know what I mean? And other figures, like we were saying, like Kobe and Nick, trying to put all that together and just go hard in what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
And I know a lot of times sports and music is kind of synonymous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times what you can learn in sports, you can apply to the music. Or if you're doing the music, you can apply it to the sports. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's good that you're able to see that you're not really even scratching the surface.
Right.
Because a lot of times when people just start, they might get discouraged. They might not get the outpouring of the love or the attention that they might have thought they was gonna get within the first couple weeks or the first month or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay 10 toes down.
Right. Period. And the best thing really is finding people and finding a group of people that you can grow with. You know what I mean? That's gonna reciprocate your same energy. You know what I mean? And that's what we try to do with our like with the whole crew. You know what I mean? We try to make sure everybody is on the same level and it's go time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Everything's positive and everything is go. We're not wasting no time. You know what I mean? Because you don't know. Like I said, you don't know how much time you got. You know what I mean? So we got to give it our all right now, and that's been the main thing that we've been focusing on, man.
Right.
Is getting a plan and putting that plan into action, and you know what I mean, executing.
Right. Now, 'cause I always tell people, like, when you're doing something as an entrepreneur, it's kind of out of the norm in society.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna get a lot of people that's gonna be negative towards your dream and your passion, more so than you're gonna get people to love your stuff.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So when you starting, that's how I put it. You gotta put a 3-year plan in place. Boom. Year 1, you laying the groundwork, right? Year 2, you building the house. By year 3, now you gotta start putting stuff out to see the profit and gain. Right. And then by the end of year 3, you can see where you at in the landscape and put another 3 to 5 year plan out. Exactly. That way you hitting your goals. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to hit your goals. You gotta have a vision for it. You know what I'm saying? Without the vision, it ain't nothing gonna happen.
Any great entrepreneur, and this goes back years and years, every figure that you've seen, you know what I mean, that we've all seen and all witnessed, all the entrepreneurs that are successful, they've had a plan together, you know what I mean? And they struggled. Right. You know what I mean? Most struggle. It's very seldom that you get somebody
that's gonna crack right off.
That's gonna crack right off. You feel me?
Yep.
It's people think that you become famous instantaneously, like it's like that, man. But they don't know that it's a whole story background, years and years of other things that's transpired for these dudes to get to this point. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the main part right there. You know what I mean? Having a vision board and laying things out and having a timetable for things, and that's what we're working on right now. You know what I mean? So before we start dropping projects and doing other things like that, we working on our organization. Right. You know what I mean?
You gotta build and make sure it's strong. You know what I'm saying? Because the infrastructure is strong, the building gonna last.
Ain't no telling.
You know what I'm saying? You build it weak. You know what I'm saying? You build it weak, it's not gonna last long. You're gonna see it crumble right before it pop.
Yeah.
What artists in the game help influence you?
I would say the major artists that kind of really influenced me. I would say Roddy Ricch. I really, when I heard him and listened to him, I really I felt his music. You know what I mean? And that's kind of something that I try to do with my music, and that kind of shaped the way that I make my music. I want the fans to hear me out. I want them to hear my story. You know what I mean? Through my music. Right.
You don't want to be talking about just nothing.
I don't want to just be talking about nothing, man. That's one thing that when I came into this that I wanted to do. I didn't want to just be one of them mumble rappers. You know what I mean? I wanted to give a message and tell a story. You know what I mean? Of course you can. I might dibble and dabble into that, you know what I mean? But I kind of just want to tell a story, you know? I don't really feel like I sound like anybody. Okay. I feel like I have my own sound. Right. But I've pretty much been influenced by all of rap, you know what I mean, and hip hop. down back to the Snoop Dogg's, Dr. Dre.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
You know what I mean? I'm kind of like a hip hop buff. You know what I mean? I listen all over the place. It's not really one genre of music I listen to.
Right.
Even R&B. You know what I mean? Exactly. I feel like all that has shaped me into creating the sound that I have.
Right. Exactly.
And what I'm trying to portray and how I'm trying to have my music portrayed.
Yeah, nah, and that helps you tap into anything artistically. Like you were saying, might sound like this on track 1, but track 2 and 3 might sound a little bit different. You just, you know what I'm saying, you're not really in no lane, you out the box, you know what I mean? And you can tell by the influence of everybody in the game from 70s, 80s, 90s, you know what I'm saying? Because I know our parents be listening to all the old stuff. You know what I'm saying? So,
grew up on that.
Exactly. So, you know what I mean? I like how you brought that into your thing, but you still have that authentic sound to your music.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? I was listening to some of the stuff you was playing earlier, and I'm telling y'all, feel me? It's going crazy.
Yeah.
It's going crazy. So you know what I'm saying?
That.
No, it's looking good for you right now. You know what I'm saying? Don't never feel like you gotta step into somebody else's lane. Yeah. Even if you're not getting the reception that you thought you would, never feel like you gotta dabble over here. You know what I'm saying? Stay in your own thing because, like I was telling you, it's gonna organically grow.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how you keep that real fan base behind you.
Right.
And you keep pushing forward.
Appreciate it, bro.
What artists in the game help influence you?
I would say the major artists that kind of really influenced me, I would say Roddy Ricch. I really, when I heard him and listened to him, I really I felt his music. You know what I mean? And that's kind of something that I try to do with my music, and that kind of shaped the way that I make my music. I want the fans to hear me out. Right. I want them to hear my story. You know what I mean? Through my music.
Right. You don't want to be talking about just nothing.
I don't want to just be talking about nothing, man. Right. That's one thing that when I came into this that I wanted to do. I didn't want to just be one of them mumble rappers. You know what I mean? I wanted to give a message and tell a story. You know what I mean? Of course you can. I might dibble and dabble into that, you know what I mean? But I kind of just want to tell a story, you know? I don't really feel like I sound like anybody. Okay. I feel like I have my own sound. Right. But I've pretty much been influenced by all of rap, you know what I mean, in hip hop. Down back to the Snoop Dogg's, Dr. Dre.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
You know what I mean? I'm kind of like a hip hop buff, you know what I mean? I listen all over the place. It's not really one genre of music I listen to. Right. Even R&B, you know what I mean? Exactly. I feel like all that has shaped me into creating the sound that I have. Right, exactly. And what I'm trying to portray and how I'm trying to have my music portrayed. Yeah, nah, and that helps you tap into anything artistically. Like you were saying, might sound like this on track 1, but track 2 and 3 might sound a little bit different. You just, you know what I'm saying, you're not really in no lane, you out the box, you know what I mean? And you can tell by the influence of everybody in the game from 70s, 80s, 90s, you know what I'm saying? Because I know our parents be listening to all the old stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, grew up on that. Exactly. So, you know what I mean? I like how you brought that into your thing, but you still have that authentic sound to your music. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to some of the stuff you was playing earlier, and I'm telling y'all, feel me? It's going crazy. Yeah. It's going crazy. So you know what I'm saying? No, it's looking good for you right now. You know what I'm saying? Don't never feel like you gotta step into somebody else's lane. Yeah. Even if you're not getting the reception that you thought you would, never feel like you gotta dabble over here. You know what I'm saying? Stay in your own thing because, like I was telling you, it's gonna organically grow. Right. You know what I mean? That's how you keep that real fan base behind you. Right. And you keep pushing forward. Appreciate it. Going back to your flow though, you know what I'm saying? You were saying that Boogie and them, like the melody, you feel me, kind of helped you mold your sound. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then that's kind of the sound you want to go for, or you kind of switch up the flow? I kind of switch up my flow. You know what I mean? I got some songs where I get more real, and I kind of try to tell a story and things that I've been through or things that I've seen some of my other folks, you know what I mean, go through. Right. And different things like that, but I'm really kind of, I don't really know which lane. I'm not really boxed into a certain lane. Nah, that's how you gotta be. I got kind of like a whole bunch of different songs that's just all over the place. And that's why I really enjoy music so much, is because you don't have to do one thing. Right, you know what I mean? Everything. And now how music is today, it's not really, it's nobody's really put in a box like that. You can do whatever and still be a mainstream artist and and have different projects that sound completely different. You know what I mean? But people still know it's you. Oh yeah.
So, and that's the best thing about music or art in general is how you want to make it. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to make it how nobody else wants to. That's on you because you're the artist behind it. And it's good that you don't even want to be boxed in. Because a lot of times when people first start, they want to hop on the wave. You know what I'm saying? But by the time that wave over, then what are you going to do? Then you're going to hop on the next one, and they know it's not organic. You know what I'm saying? You want to come to the game with an organic feel.
Exactly.
Because the most important thing is building that organic fan base. Because those are the ones that's going to rock with you no matter what you drop. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get everybody else, once you start bubbing, you feel everybody going, oh yeah, I'm going to mess with Smurrf, blah, blah, blah. But the organic fans going to be like, we rocking with whatever he put out, no matter what he put out. You know what I'm saying? So that's the most important thing is building that core fan group. You know what I'm saying? So I think you on the right path for sure.
Yeah, and that's I love that, and that's another reason why I love the group that I'm in. You know what I mean? I like our label, and within our label, you know what I mean? It's everybody has such a unique sound. You know what I mean? And that's I vibe on that. You know what I mean? That makes me want to go harder. When we lay a track and a couple of us hop on it, you know what I mean? We're gonna be tested every single time because you don't want to have the weakest
verse on the whole thing,
on the shit. You know what I mean? And everybody is extremely talented. So it just our team is so strong, and I can't wait to see the progression and see once we really start dropping it and see what the fans like. You know what I mean? And just get some opinions, you know what I mean? And we gonna love the hate and the love.
Because you gotta take the criticism because that's gonna make you better.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? Even in the team, it's like, okay, on that verse you could have came a little bit harder at the end, or in the beginning you could have jumped in a little bit harder. You know what I'm saying? So that inside criticism also helps as well as the outside criticism, because then you know, okay, this is my weakness, let me get this strong.
And at the end of the day, I'd rather a motherfucker be 100 with me
than be fake about it.
And telling me shit is hot, and now I release some shit and ain't nobody fucking with it.
Right, exactly. I feel you.
And we all keep it 100. You feel me? It's no, you can't be soft if you over here. You know what I mean? Because it's like, we know. It's enough ears in here to where we could be like, that ain't it, bro. You feel me? Like do something else with that. And now everybody is starting to be more receptive of the criticism. You know what I mean? Because there's more people in here now, and now we moving, and that's one thing. That's another thing that we kind of like really press on is like, you got to be able to take criticism because we are coming up together. Ain't nobody trying to destroy nobody.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We all want to win. Exactly. So it's like, why wouldn't you take some advice from another person and your blood, your relatives, you know what I mean? Like, they want to see you win.
Yeah, no, that,
you know what I
that's
mean?
the foundation you need.
You don't want the liars, the outside people that's just telling you it's hot just because they want to be cool with you.
Exactly.
You feel me?
So, yes, man.
The yes man.
That's why you gotta. That's what I'm saying. It's important that you're doing it with family, because now you know, like, okay, he's not gonna just tell me what I want to hear. He's gonna tell me what I need to hear.
Easy call.
You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as you start getting big, it's like, okay, what you gonna do? You trying to go here? You trying to go there? Like, they gonna be on you tough. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they gonna be like, nah, bro, get back in the studio. You know, we got work to do.
Period.
Ain't no time to have fun. You know what I'm saying? It's about the process. You know what I mean? A lot of people trying to skip that process. They trying to go straight to having fun. Like, they might make a hot song. Everybody rocking to the song. They like, let's go to the club with it.
They trying to party.
Come on now, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, nah, we could do this 10, 15, 20 more times. You know what I'm saying? Before we even do something. You know what I mean? That just leads me to ask you, like, okay, you recording music. Do you have any projects scheduled to drop?
I got a project scheduled to drop. Me and the label, we still kind of tweaking things, you know what I mean? Trying to see how we want to release things and how we want to make our drops, you know what I mean? But so I don't want to give no names out there of the project I'm gonna drop, because I'm not really. We still crossing our T's, you know what I mean? Dotting our I's with it. But just know it's gonna be some music coming real soon. Real soon.
Okay, and then I know we was talking on camera about how important the visual aspect of the game is. That's almost 70%. Right.
You know what I mean? Of course people love to hear music, but right now with social media cracking how it's cracking, visuals is the key right now. And we seeing it being done, you know what I mean? With all the new artists that's coming out, you know what I mean?
Coming out with visuals
Their
first.
visuals are, and it's not just a regular visual. You know what I mean? You gotta get creative now. Don't nobody wanna just watch no regular video that they didn't seen 1,000 times before. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that I'm working on right now is my artistry and as far as being creative, you know what I mean? So that's because the visuals, we want to make sure that's crispy. I didn't already shot a visual to one of my songs that I did, but we had to scratch it. You know what I mean? It wasn't good enough. So it's like that's when things start getting pushed back. But at the end of the day, I don't want to come out on something that's mediocre.
Right.
You know what I mean? Every project that I put out, I want to have multiple people listen to it, hear it, look at the visuals, get opinions, you know what I mean? Because if everybody don't love it, you feel me? And that's just a few people, you know what I mean? If the team don't love it, then it's not getting put out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if the team love it and everybody come to grips and everybody is like, okay, that's what it is, you know what I mean? Then we gonna release something.
Yeah, that's how it gotta be, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, with that, you kind of might run into the struggle of being too perfect on it, to the point where it's like it's good, but it's never not gonna be good enough for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's another tough part, another aspect of it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you do gotta just release content. You know what I mean? But I feel like now it's gonna get to a point to where I kind of know where I want to go with my visuals. Right. You know what I mean? So. At the end of the day, as long as I'm comfortable with it, I'm gonna put it out. Okay. But I do want those opinions that's in my camp. You know what I mean? For sure. But I get you on that. You know what I mean? You can't, because it's always gonna be something that you can improve. Yep. So it's like right now, it's really just about getting out content. You know what I mean? And we all gonna grow. You know what I mean? So. And what's really gonna put your foot in the door is the first thing you drop. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be your introduction. Like, okay, who is he? Let me listen to his music and pick up on who this person is as an individual. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that you have that mindset of like, okay, I'm not gonna put out nothing mediocre. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's your first project. You know what I'm saying? You can't get a second first impression. Period. You know what I mean? So it gotta be like, okay, now we know who he is now. You're gonna be judged off your first impression. Right. It's everybody.
Right. What are some of the nonprofits you got going right now?
Right now we got one we're trying to do, it's for music, like kids from the inner city, that we're trying to give them like an outlet, you know what I mean, and a place where they can come in and be artistic and just kind of venture off into the music and see if that helps them get away from their everyday situations, you know what I mean. It's called Creative Writings and Film for Children. So like I said, the founder of F.A.B, really, Bud, he kind of started everything, and this was a vision that he had from the beginning. Him being from the inner city, all of us being from the inner city, but this was something that he felt was true to him, you know what I mean? And he kind of brought all of us along with him, right? You know what I mean? So now this is a part of the our whole purpose and thing that we're doing, trying to really just bring the youth up and give them an outlet to just get away from their everyday problems. Right. You know what I mean? We all know how it is in the inner city and dealing with the things that we got to deal with. Yep. You know what I mean? So that's the main one that we going with right now, that we trying to like build on. Right. You know what I mean?
Really push that forward.
And we're pushing that one, but we're trying to build on that and come up with even more nonprofits and start opening them up all around California. Right. You know what I mean? And then just get bigger and bigger from there.
Right. And then like I was saying earlier, everything manifests mentally before, you know what I'm saying, it's in the physical world.
For sure.
So as long as y'all see y'all vision, you know what I'm saying, y'all can make it happen.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and the vision is clear now.
Right.
If you would have asked me a year ago, it was kind of cloudy, but now the vision is clear, man, crystal. Right. So.
And but I want to thank you for coming on to my platform and giving the people a little bit of insight into who you are. As a person and an artist.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I appreciate you inviting me, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Cause this whole thing is about getting people on, you know what I'm saying, to give them a voice.
Exactly.
Now, a lot of times people don't really have a voice to get it out.
Right.
I want this to be a platform for everybody to get their voice out. You know what I'm saying? So again, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Keep pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's about, you gotta stay grounded, guys, keep your team tight, and y'all, the sky's the limit for y'all, man.
Easy call.